Hello and welcome to your Relationship Blueprint program. I promise you by the end of this show, you'll have something that can help you start improving your relationship right away. Because if it's not guaranteed to work, you won't find it here. And if you need more help, leave a comment or email me. And I do shows dedicated to answering your questions every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. If you haven't caught on, I'm here to help. And I won't stop until I give you the help you need. Are you ready for some help? Well, let's get started. Today's topic, where's your relationship headed? Well, it really depends on what type of relationship you're in. So today I'm going to talk about if you're in a content relationship. Now, the problem with being in a content relationship is a lot of stuff goes unsaid. Because most of the time, you don't want to rock the boat because things are going okay. The only problem with that is you kind of get stagnant. Things just get into a pattern where things are just okay. But I'm going to get into some of the key reasons why things end up this way and also tell you what you can start doing about it in an easy and healthy way. What I'm going to do is just cover 3 main points. 3 key reasons why things end up this way. The first point I want to bring up is low standards for the quality of your relationship. Now, if you have not set a standard for what quality of relationship that you two want to have, then you never really know when things are as good as they can be because that's not your goal. In my relationship, our relationship is a very high priority, and it has standards that we both know how good of a relationship do we want to have and what is good. And this is a conversation that we had. So we know what is acceptable, what's not acceptable. And when things aren't as good as we want them to be, then we're always looking for reasons to improve it. If that's not the case in your relationship, if your standard is just not arguing, or if your standard is just to have a better relationship than your girlfriends or other people you know, then there's really no compass, no beacon for where your relationship is headed. The second point is when things are going good, when things are content, it's never a good time to add stress and complicate things. If there's no big issue, then you're going to not feel comfortable bringing up room for improvement. You're going to think that, okay, it's going to sound like I'm criticizing, but I'm going to tell you how to get around that. So that's the second key point. And the third one is that when you're in a content situation, things go unattended and they fester for reason number 2, because there's never a good time to add stress or complication or bring up uncomfortable conversations. So because of that, things are going to go unattended and things are going to fester. And it's going to lead to a situation where there's resentment building up because you're not talking about things. You're not having an outlet to bring up things that bother you because you don't want to complicate things or rock the boat. And what that also leads to is hot triggers. And by hot triggers, I mean because of something that you never say something about, because you just want to keep things on the up and up, it kind of gets to a boiling point to where out of nowhere something causes a heated argument. And this is where you find yourself having big arguments over basically nothing. Okay, now I covered the problem areas or the roots of these problems. Let's get into the solutions. With the first one, when the standards aren't low, or if there are not set standards, then it's time for you to have some standards. What is wrong with telling your significant other that you value what you have and you want to just get as close to them as you can possibly get, and you just want to have the highest quality of relationship? Who's going to feel that that is a criticism? It's all in your approach. So, for the reason number 1, find a creative and healthy and positive way to implement a vision for your relationship, the type of relationship that you want to have. You can even pitch it as a safeguard to say, hey, if we are proactive in trying to make our relationship this, then we most likely won't suffer all those other things. Then the bottom line is, that's the truth. Okay, let's move on to reason number 2. And that was, it's never a good time, because you don't want to add stress or complication. When things are going good, you don't want to rock the boat. The problem with most relationships when it comes to improving them is people pick when they're hurt or when there's a problem or an issue to start telling someone what they really feel about a certain situation. Well, all you have to do is take the opposite approach and pick quality times when communication is good and feelings are good to bring this situation up that you just want to improve. If you're having a really nice quality time with your significant other and you say, hey, I really enjoy this. This is really nice. We should do more things like this. Find an opening to build upon the good instead of what most people do, which is find an opportunity to just bring up the bad. And that's just never a recipe for success. Point number 3. When things go unattended and fester because things aren't getting brought up. Now, the whole idea behind stopping things from festering and going unattended is everything that we've talked about so far. It's just making sure that you address things from a team approach and not from a coach's approach or a critic's approach. If you pitch improvement to your relationship as a positive thing because you are happy with somebody, then it's very easy to do so. I told you by the end of this show you'd have some help that you could go and apply right away. Now you have some insight into your situation and some tools on how to implement some change in an easy and healthy way. I told you I'm here to help. I'm here to give you the good stuff that you can't find anywhere else. Well, that's it for today's show. Now go out there and use what you've learned and start getting what you really want. Don't forget, I do shows dedicated to answering your questions every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Whatever questions you have about your relationship, relationships in general, men, dating, whatever, no matter how crazy, just ask, and I'll give you the answers you can't find anywhere else. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.